Hi, and welcome to In Brandon Today. Today we're with two very special guests from Manitoba Special Olympics. We have Stephen Dreger and Jason Norminton. So Stephen, just I guess first tell us what you do with Special Olympics.
Yeah, I am our Communications and Media Relations Manager for Special Olympics Manitoba, and it has been about 5 years I've been working there, and I really have enjoyed the 5 years. So my job entails working on events, our fundraising efforts, as well as our sport competitions, and yeah, it's a lot of fun.
So we're here because we're going to talk about a special event that's coming to Brandon. Why don't you tell us what's coming here?
Yes, we're very excited about our 2017 Special Olympics Manitoba Provincial Summer Games. And so the event is being hosted here in Brandon June 16th to 18th. There's going to be a ton of action. So we really hope that the community comes out and supports their amazing athletes from Brandon, as well as the rest of Manitoba. We'll be sending our athletes to compete at the games here.
So how did it come about that Brandon was selected for the games?
Well, with Special Olympics Manitoba, we have a great staff that organizes our sport competitions, starting with our president, Jennifer Campbell. And so Jennifer and the rest of the sports staff basically met with organizers in Brandon, and so a lot of people at facilities just to make sure that the games can happen here. And you know, for a long time we have wanted to do games again here, and it's happening this year, 2017.
Great. So what sports will be represented at the games this summer? That's
a nice list. We have bocce ball, we have 5-pin bowling, 10-pin bowling, swimming, soccer, softball, there is rhythmic gymnastics, and basketball.
Right. So where are all these events going to be happening?
Different facilities in town, and you know, really Brandon has some world-class facilities that we're very, very excited for athletes to be competing at. Brandon University, of course, is a beautiful place for our athletes to compete. So the swimming, the health plex there, the sports plex, the golf will be at Shiloh, and we're still figuring out a couple of the venues, but for the most part it will be at Brandon University, and that's where our athletes will be staying in the dormitories there. So the events will be mainly at the Brandon University.
Great. So all the athletes compete at all the events here. What happens after this event?
Great question. So this Provincial Summer Games is almost seen for our athletes as a qualifying event. We do encourage all of our over 1,600 athletes, or I should say 1,700 athletes in Manitoba, to come to the Provincial Games to participate. So there are athletes that are coming, and the Provincial Games are their you know, showcase event, and they're trying their best in their sports. And there's some athletes that will actually come to the games with a goal to make Team Manitoba, and Team Manitoba will be represented at the 2018 Special Olympics Canada National Games in Antigua, Nova Scotia. So these games are qualifying for Team Manitoba, and we'll take generally about a team of 60 to 80 athletes. So we're very excited about picking our Team Manitoba from these provincial games.
Great. We were talking a little bit earlier too about what happens after the Canada Games.
That's right, yeah. So at those national games, our athletes representing Team Manitoba will get a chance to actually possibly represent Team Canada at the Special Olympics World Summer Games that have been chosen to be hosted in United Arab Emirates. So that's very exciting, and we always do get athletes on Team Canada. And you know, the games here in Brandon, what I'm really excited about is Brandon has hosted it once before, the Provincial 2005 Provincial Summer Games, and then just the year later they hosted the National Games for Special Olympics Canada. So Brandon has experience with hosting Special Olympics games, and we know it's going to be an amazing summer for us.
Yeah, Brandon seems to do well with hosting big events, no matter what it is. So it's kind of a big feather in the cap for us out here. We really enjoy doing that. Absolutely. So Jason's one of the athletes who will be competing and who has competed before in Special Olympics events. So Jason, how old are you?
Right now I'm 27.
27 years old. And how many years have you been participating in Special Olympics?
Again, Special O, I've been in for Special O for about 17 years.
17 years, wow. And what sports do you compete in?
I compete in golf, softball, bowling, and swimming.
And swimming, wow. So multi-sport athlete, and what one's your favorite?
My favorite is a softball.
Is a softball, right? So as we see you guys have some medals around your neck there. Why don't you tell us about some of your accomplishments? What have you won during your Special Olympics career?
So for Special Olympics, like I went to South Carolina to represent Special Olympics, and I won a gold medal for golf. Right. And then I went to Manitoba, BC, and won a silver in softball.
In softball, and you've been to other places around the world too, in Canada, the United States, and stuff, where you've participated in other events and have had success.
Yes, I had really good success over in the States. I went to Virginia for softball, and we got third or second, I think.
Right. Yeah, you guys did well.
And then South Carolina for golf.
Right, right. So what do you enjoy about participating in the Special Olympics?
I think precipitation in Special Olympics, it's nice because you get to see a whole bunch of whole different athletes, and you get to see family and friends to come out and see the games.
Excellent. So, Stephen.
Yes.
Back here to Brandon, you're looking for some support. We need a lot of volunteers to help out with these games.
Yes, you're right. So we have over 600 athletes competing at these games. So it will be, a very busy time for us and our athletes. And besides the volunteers who, of course, are coaching our athletes, we are looking for over 250 athletes from the Brandon community to come out and be a part of the games. So we have many different jobs that those volunteers can do. We're a lot of fun things. You can be a scorekeeper. You could help, with lunch service. You could help with being a social media contributor. There's many different ways to get involved. And if you are available for one of those days, June 16th, 17th, or 18th, we'd love to have you come out and help you help us support our athletes.
Right. And how can people volunteer?
Yeah, there's, you definitely can go ahead and contact our office. You can look at our website, www.specialolympics.mb.ca, or we have a pretty fun event coming up that I understand is very popular here in Brandon, and we're very excited about it. It's at the Shoppers Mall, March 4th and March 5th, the registration day. So we will have a booth set up for people to register to be a volunteer for the games, and we're hoping to get a lot of people to come out and register.
It is a very well attended event, so I'm anticipating that you'll have some pretty decent success out of that day.
Great.
With people coming out and signing up. I've been going to that event since like 2004, and there's so many people walking around, and so hopefully you'll do well in getting some volunteers and stuff signing up for that day.
Yeah, I just know that volunteers that I've spoken to that volunteer with Special Olympics Manitoba, you know, our volunteers absolutely love how they get involved with our games, coaching our athletes, but in particular, we're looking for games volunteers, and I know that we can guarantee it's going to be a great time, and you can help support athletes like Jason and our other amazing Special Olympics Manitoba athletes. So we're really excited about these games.
Excellent. Is there anything else you wanted to add?
Like, what I want to add is, with all the provincial games I have been to every provincial games that has been in my career in special.
Excellent.
That's right.
Great.
Yeah, Jason actually participated in the 2005 provincial games here held in Brandon, and then went on to participate as part of Team Manitoba at the 2006 national games, also here in Brandon. I would just like to add that you know, we're really excited about these games, and I know that when Jason and I went to Vancouver, we came back as good friends. So we went to Vancouver for the 2014 national games, and basically, if you do get involved with these games as a volunteer, you will make friends with our athletes, with our coaches, with our staff, and it's just a very positive experience.
Excellent. Well, thank you guys for coming out and sharing with us all this information about the games that are going to be held here in Brandon. Thanks.
Thank you so much for having us on.